Hey, how's it going? I haven't been moved to come on here and speak in a while. Oh, shoot. And it's because of the energies lately. And a lot of people I've heard say that they are hard. I would disagree and just say for myself, they're strong. And a couple of the symptoms I've had that have been uncomfortable and I don't care for it are that it's really hard for any grounding I do to stick. So, it's not a problem to go out and do it more often. Really, it's not a problem. I don't know. I'm just kind of dismayed, I guess, by the number of times that I have to keep reapplying the grounding. It's a little unnerving. And then the other thing is it's also been really hard to meditate, and the times that I get into the state that I want to be in, either like I like to do it outside because then I'm also able to ground at the same time whenever possible. Sometimes it's not because there's too much traffic of the other people that live here. But it's hard to maintain the state when there's like little kids coming up to you and talking to you, and even adults. Like, even if you say, hey, yeah, I'm meditating, like, they just still want to keep talking to you, and just kind of have to like let it happen and try not to lose your composure. I'm reminded of a quote that another WordPress person had on their site, and I can't, her name doesn't come immediately to mind, but I'll try and leave a link to her WordPress in the information section under this video. Because the quote that she gave this one time that's so memorable to me is that there was a monk meditating, and I guess he was in a boat on a body of water, and something kept bonking into his boat. And first time he was like, I'll just ignore it, and the second time he's like, okay, I'm just going to ignore it. And he just got progressively more kind of disturbed and knocked out of his state. And he finally opened his eyes in exasperation, only to find that what was hitting his boat was another boat, but it was empty. So he was like getting mad at emptiness, basically. And that's what I try to keep in mind when I go outside to meditate. But it's extra frustrating when it's hard to meditate in the first place. And then the other distraction is my little... Whoa. Damn it. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Oh, my stand is going crazy. My little interruption machine. This guy. And he's not... Hold on. Come on. Work with me here. The kitty is not trying to bother me or interrupt me. I think he's just attracted to that buzz or whatever it is I put out when I'm meditating, because it sure seems like it attracts people, pets, to interrupt empty boats. So, yeah, that. And the other thing is, I'm going to tell a little story and go kind of roundabout, but I have a point. In the 80s, I had written Pete Townsend a letter, and the reason why was because obviously I admired him as a musician. Otherwise, why would I want to talk to him or reach out to him? Like, writing a letter was and is a slow process. When you're writing to someone that has a gazillion people writing them, and when they're kind enough to go through them all, it could take a long time. But anyway, it was in the, I'm going to say, mid-80s, and Black Flag, who were and are friends of mine, were going on tour, and they're going to be in England for the second time, and I wanted to suggest to him that he should check them out. And like, I didn't expect him to be all like, ooh, into punk rock or American punk rock or anything like that. But just as an example of sort of the American expression of what quadrophenia was, I don't think I expressed that to him particularly, but I did say, this is what I'm really into. I'm like totally influenced by you and a fan. And what do you think about this kind of group? Like, would you be interested in checking them out or whatever? So when I wrote the letter, I had to send it to his Baba. And I don't remember the Baba's name now, but he apparently got the letter like concurrently when I sent it, but it took 10 years to get to me. And that is why you have to always put a forwarding address in with the mailbox, with the post office when you move, so Pete Townsend can find you. I was overjoyed for, I don't know, like a month when I got that letter. I just carried it around with me in my pocket and showed it to a few people. Like, I realized it was obsessive and kooky, so I wasn't all wearing it like plastered to my chest or something, but I was pretty happy. I was pretty well chuffed by the experience. So I am keeping that in mind because I recently wrote to a celebrity and I asked him if I could use his actual name when I wrote this piece, and I sent him a couple of examples of what the intended piece would look like. And so with the Pete Townsend experience, I was not expecting this person to answer me right away, like, if at all. But I mean, they seem like a nice person, and they seem like they would answer a fan. And it's a genuine question, and I explained that I would wait a while with having the experience, that it would take time, but I knew that I would get tired eventually and just do it without using his name. So I'm still waiting, but a weird thing happened too soon, I think, for it to have been the effect of me reaching out to contact this person. But their fan club started following me on Twitter. And I'm not big on following back for reasons. Like, it's not important right here. I just have my reasons. It's a protective measure. So I saw that they followed me and they were there for a while. And because I didn't respond to them in any way, I guess they disappeared. So I don't know if this is an actor. It's an actor. I don't know if this guy like got my letter and said, I'll answer by way of the fan club. And I have not written the piece yet, and I'm still trying to figure out if it's like part of the weird stuff that just happens to me as a matter of course, or what, because I didn't talk to anybody else about it. I sent the letter directly to their management agency, so there was no social media involved. It was just a strange thing that this person's fan club started following me, and I still am like, was that the answer? Why would they answer me like that? I didn't ask the fan club, and it's not their permission to give, so it's just weird. And I'm just going to hold off on it for still longer because, like I said, I think this person cares about their effect on their fans and would answer, I hope, a sincerely asked request like I had. So I'm going to wait a while. But then I started thinking about the phenomena, and it's not new that I'm thinking about it, and nor is the phenomena. It's just odd to me. But there are two politicians out there that do this thing that kind of what I want to write is about, and it's about like not standing on your own feet under your own power. And the two people that I think of the most that kind of embody that not standing on your own power, under your own power, are Lindsey Graham and Ron DeSantis, sorry. Because of the way they both, like, were the bend me, shape me any way you want me people of Trumpers, like, and Lindsey Graham kind of glommed onto John McCain the same way, like, so loved, I guess, the guy that he was just in his DNA to copy him, to like single white female this person. I don't know. It's a strange thing, and both men are accomplished in a number of ways, and so I don't get why just them being themselves under their own steam isn't enough. Like, that's weird to me. But I'm trying to understand it because a lot of people do it. Like, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I don't really follow a bunch of people, like, for the reason that I mentioned before, that it's a protective measure, but also that they got where they are without anybody's love or admiration. And having grown up in Hollywood and having, like, famous people in my family, I've seen the way that fame affects the way you act, like the way it changes you, changes your priorities, changes your values, and sometimes it's not pretty. But, you know, this is just me making observations. This isn't, you know, it's just opinion commentary, okay? So, like, if you don't like it, you can leave or block me or whatever you need to do, but I'm not, like, attacking anyone personally, even though I did mention some actual names. They're in the public sphere already, and everybody has noticed this, so I don't think I'm breaking any new gossip, you know? But the piece that I want to write, that I'm waiting for this person's response, has to do with appreciating your own strengths and values and seeing whatever it is you admire so much in someone else that you have to emulate them to the detriment of your own personality. I don't think that's good for us. I think it's better if we admire those things and find it within ourselves to admire the same way. Find something within ourselves to admire the same way, because, I mean, come on, isn't it better to, like, love yourself as much as you're loving some other person, which you, for most of us, are never going to come into any contact with, and they're never going to really affect your life the way you're allowing whatever you're feeling about them to affect yours. I hope that makes sense. I don't know why I was in the mood for this, so I'm just going to talk about it, though. This channel's not monetized, so the music I'm playing right now is off YouTube, and it's Ragtime and Ragtime Piano, put up by Louis Luong Relaxation. It's their material. I'll put a link. I'm just borrowing it, and I really super appreciate it. Thank you, Louis Long. And I guess that's about it, except to say I look forward in hopefulness. I look forward in hope that the person that I sent my very earnest and sincere letter to will respond positively. And in the meantime, it's fine to really admire someone, you know, for their accomplishments. But remember, don't forget yourself. Don't sell yourself short, because you can be as big and powerful, or bigger and powerful, if you just find the same kind of things that you find so admirable in someone else. that you ignore your own accomplishments and strengths to a fault. I think that if we dig deep, we can find amazing treasures within ourselves. And I'm just saying, if you're looking around to find your treasure from within someone else, you're not going to be entirely happy with your take, with your booty, whatever you may be able to rescue or find, or I don't even know what word I'm looking for anymore, but I think it's time to stop talking in that case. So that about covers it. I don't, like I said, I've been kind of blocked up, not able to ground well or meditate. And I came on here because I was just kind of, I felt pushed to, so that's what that's about. Excuse me. If you know what that's about. Anyway, thank you for your attention, and thank you and good night.